The great oceans of our world may appear as one continuous blue expanse, a single body of water that covers most of our planet. Yet, beneath the surface, hidden from our sight, lies a world of invisible boundaries. These are not walls of rock, but zones divided by subtle, yet powerful, forces. Changes in water temperature, the amount of salt, and the relentless push and pull of deep-sea currents create distinct regions, each with its own unique character. Life in the deep must adapt to these specific conditions. For many creatures, crossing from one zone to another is as difficult as a land animal trying to cross a vast desert without the right tools for survival. These unseen barriers shape the very distribution of life across the abyss. Within this complex, partitioned world lives a remarkable group of deep-sea jellyfish belonging to the genus. These are creatures of the cold, dark depths, perfectly suited to a very narrow band of environmental conditions. They thrive in the icy waters of the Arctic and subarctic regions, drifting silently in the profound darkness 1,000 meters or more below the waves. For a long time, we believed their world was confined to these frigid northern seas. Their entire existence seemed to be dictated by the cold, dense water they called home. To find one outside of this specific habitat would be truly extraordinary, a puzzle that would challenge our understanding of how life travels and survives in the deep ocean. These jellyfish are not like the ones we might see near the shore. They belong to a group known as Trachimedusae, and they have a rather special life cycle. Many jellyfish go through a stage where they are attached to the seafloor as a small polyp, almost like a tiny sea anemone. But that does not. It spends its entire life as a drifting medusa, a free-floating bell pulsing gently through the water column. From the moment it is born, it is at the mercy of the currents, a lifelong traveler on the ocean's hidden rivers. This constant drifting makes its strict geographical location even more fascinating. It suggests that the invisible barriers are so effective that even a creature designed to travel cannot easily pass through them. The story of this discovery, like many in marine science, began with a single, surprising observation. Researchers were exploring the deep subtropical waters off the coast of Florida, thousands of kilometers south of the Arctic. There, in the beam of a remotely operated vehicle's lights, was something that should not have been there. It was a lone jellyfish, a pale pink jewel drifting at a depth of over 3,000 feet. This single creature, so far from its known icy home, was a profound mystery. It was like finding a polar bear wandering in a tropical jungle. This one jellyfish sparked a huge investigation, forcing scientists to rethink everything they thought they knew about the boundaries that govern life in the deep. The discovery of this lone southern traveler prompted a deeper look into the jellyfish itself. As scientists gathered more data from historical records and new expeditions, they noticed something peculiar. The jellyfish came in two distinct forms, or morphotypes. Some had a perfectly smooth, rounded bell, like a simple dome. Others, however, had a small distinctive bump on the very top of their bell, a feature they called an apical knob. At first, it was unclear if these were different species or just variations within the same one. It was a puzzle that needed to be solved before they could understand the mystery of the Florida specimen. Genetic analysis provided the answer, confirming that both the knobbed and knobless forms were members of the same subspecies. To trace the story of these jellyfish, scientists embarked on a journey through time and data. They pulled together over a century of historical records from whaling ships, research cruises, and museum collections. They combined this old knowledge with modern information from global biodiversity databases, which map sightings of species around the world. Then, they used advanced tools like remotely operated vehicles to capture high-definition photos and videos of the jellyfish in their natural habitat. By comparing DNA from different specimens, they could build a family tree and trace the genetic connections between populations. This combination of old maps, new technology, and genetic science allowed them to create a detailed picture of where both forms of the jellyfish lived. The data revealed a clear and startling pattern. In the cold Arctic and subarctic waters, both the knobbed and the knobless jellyfish could be found living together. The two forms coexisted in these northern seas, drifting in the same currents and sharing the same habitat. But as the researchers looked at records further south, the picture changed dramatically. Every single jellyfish ever found south of a certain latitude was the knobbed version. The knobless form was completely absent from these warmer, more southerly waters. There was an invisible line in the ocean, and it appeared that only one type of this jellyfish could cross it and survive the journey into the south. The lone jellyfish found off the coast of Florida was, of course, the knobbed type. Its DNA was a near-perfect match to the knobbed jellyfish living far to the north in the Arctic. This was the final piece of evidence proving it was not a separate warm water species, but a true wanderer. It had somehow traveled thousands of kilometers from its ancestral home. The question was no longer if it had traveled, but how. The answer lay in the ocean's great conveyor belt, a system of deep, powerful currents. Specifically, a current known as the Deep Western Boundary Current acts like a hidden highway carrying cold, dense water from the Greenland area southward along the North American continent, providing a passive transport system for this tiny, determined traveler. This clear geographical split led scientists to a groundbreaking conclusion. There is a soft barrier in the North Atlantic Ocean. This is not a physical wall, but a transitional zone where the environment changes rapidly. It is located in a region known as the North Atlantic Drift, roughly along the 47th parallel north. North of this line, the water is cold, less salty, and has a specific chemical makeup suited for Arctic life. South of this line, the water becomes gradually warmer and has different properties. This change in the physical environment creates a faunal boundary, an invisible line that separates two distinct communities of ocean life. For the knobless, this barrier appears to be impassable. So, why can the knob jellyfish cross this barrier while its smooth-headed relatives cannot? The answer, scientists believe, lies in the challenges of the new environment. The waters south of the barrier are not just warmer, they are also home to a different set of animals. This includes a greater number and variety of predators. The hypothesis is that the small apical knob on the jellyfish's bell provides some kind of selective advantage that is crucial for survival in these more dangerous southern waters. The knobless form, which thrives in the relative safety of the Arctic, may be too vulnerable to survive the increased threat of being eaten once it drifts south of the barrier. The exact function of the knob is still a mystery, but there are several fascinating possibilities. It could be a sensory organ, helping the jellyfish detect predators or changes in water pressure more effectively. It might also play a role in defense, perhaps making the jellyfish harder to consume or housing some specialized stinging cells. Another idea is that it could improve the jellyfish's movement or stability in the slightly different water density. Whatever its purpose, it appears to be the key to survival. The knob acts like a passport, allowing its bearer to travel into and inhabit a region that is closed off to its knobless kin. A beautiful example of how a tiny physical trait can make a life or death difference. This process demonstrates how deep sea currents can be both a bridge and a filter. The powerful Deep Western Boundary Current acts as a bridge, passively transporting these jellyfish over enormous distances they could never cross on their own. It connects the Arctic to the subtropics. However, the soft barrier acts as a filter along this bridge. It allows certain individuals, the knobbed ones, to pass through while stopping others. This filtering process ensures that only the creatures equipped for the new environment can successfully colonize it. The journey is only half the battle. Survival is the other half, and the invisible barrier is the ultimate test. The story of the jellyfish is a powerful reminder that the ocean is not a uniform habitat. It is a complex mosaic of distinct environments, each with its own rules for survival. The discovery of this soft barrier reveals how these hidden boundaries actively shape the distribution of marine life on a grand scale. They determine which species can live where, creating unique biological communities in different parts of the deep sea. This invisible architecture has likely been influencing the evolution and migration of deep-sea creatures for millions of years, and we are only just beginning to understand its profound impact on the biodiversity of our planet's largest habitat. This intricate system of currents and barriers has far-reaching implications. It shows that even in the vast open ocean, populations can become separated. The knobbed jellyfish that survive the journey south are effectively isolated from their northern relatives. Over immense timescales, this separation could lead to the evolution of a completely new species, one perfectly adapted to the warmer, more predator-rich waters of the south. The soft barrier, therefore, is not just a boundary. It is an engine of evolution, a subtle force that drives the creation of new life forms by dividing populations and forcing them to adapt to different conditions. The research itself is a triumph of modern science, blending historical detective work with cutting-edge genetic analysis and deep-sea exploration. By combining over 100 years of scattered observations with the precise data from DNA sequencing, scientists were able to tell a story that would have been impossible to uncover otherwise. It highlights the importance of museum collections and old logbooks, which hold clues to the past state of our oceans. This discovery, published in 2025, serves as a model for how we can investigate the vast and mysterious deep sea, piecing together clues from across centuries to reveal its secrets. Ultimately, the journey of this tiny, knobbed jellyfish from the Arctic to the subtropics teaches us a grand lesson. It shows us that hidden forces, subtle shifts in temperature, salinity, and the silent flow of deep currents are the true architects of life in the ocean. These invisible barriers and highways decide where animals can travel, where they can live, and where they cannot. They are the unseen hands that sculpt the patterns of biodiversity in the deep. As we continue to explore this dark, hidden world, we will undoubtedly find more of these boundaries, each one revealing another chapter in the epic story of life on Earth.